Good day, IGCSE students. Today we are going to solve this past paper. This is May-June 2021, paper 41, and this is number 7, letter C. So we have this problem. A curve has equation y is equal to 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 6. Question I. Find dy over dx, the derived function of y. When you say dy dx, we can write that one also as y prime. So we are going to differentiate this function. The y prime is the slope. So we have two numerical coefficients and we have the exponent. We multiply the numerical coefficient by the exponent. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then for x, we will subtract 1 from the exponent. 3 minus 1, so the 3 here will become 2. And then second term minus, this one is still minus. And then 2 exponent times the numerical coefficient of 4 is 8. What are we going to do with the x? The exponent of x. We subtract 1 from 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we will not put any more than 1 here because we know it's 1. And then what about the constant? Okay, for the constant, the derivative of a constant is 0. So this is the derived function. And what is this equation here? This one is the equation for the slope. So this y prime is actually the slope. If we set this one to 0, then our slope is horizontal. Okay, next. What is the gradient of that curve at x is equal to 4? So we are going to compute the slope, which is this one. The y prime actually is the slope. Our symbol for the slope in our linear equation is m. Is equal to, so we are going to replace the x here by x4. So here we have 6, and then x is now 4 to the second power minus 8 times that 4. Here, don't multiply 6 and 4. We have to raise it to the second power first. So we have here 6. And then 4 times 4, it's not 4 times 2. So 4 times 4 is 16. And then minus, you can multiply 8 times 4. So this one is 32. Is equal to, you can multiply now. 16 times 6 is 96. Minus 32. Therefore, our slope m, slope is 64. Question I. Find the coordinates of the two stationary points on the curve, on that curve. So still, we will use the derived function, 6x squared minus 8x. This one is our slope. When we say stationary points, the curve is not increasing, the curve is not decreasing, but the curve is maybe at the highest point or at the lowest point. So if you have a curve here like this, here at this point, it is increasing if it is going to the right. And on the other side, this one is decreasing. So our slope here, we have a slope here, we have a slope here, but at this point, our curve is not increasing, it's not decreasing. So what is the slope at this point? So the slope at this point is horizontal, meaning we will set y prime or our derived functions to 0. This one is maximum. Now if we have minimum, it could be like that one, this one, the point here, the curve at this point is not changing because this one is stationary. This one is stationary. This one is another stationary point. Now, we are going to find the coordinates of these two here. So, first, we can find the value of x. What? If we set this one to 0, then we solve for x, and that is the value of the x coordinates of this one, and then the x coordinates of the second one. After that one, we will substitute the value of x to our original equation for the y coordinate and the other one for the y coordinate also. Okay, so start here. We will set y prime to 0 because we want the slope to be horizontal. Okay, so this one we have, let's have 6x squared minus 8x is equal to y prime. Set that one to 0. Okay, then we solve for x. How do we solve for x? Factor. Let's factor this binomial. So 6 and 8, we remove 2. We can remove 2. And then x squared and x, we can remove the x. So the common factor of this binomial is 2x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. X squared divided by x is x. Check 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Minus 8 divided by 2 is 4. X divided by x is 1. Or simply cancel. And then we have is equal to 0. By 0 factor property, we can equate this one to 0. We equate this side to 0. So for this one, we have 2x is equal to 0. The other one is 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Solving for x here, we divide by 2, divide by 2, cancel. So the first value of our x is equal to 0. What about the second one? So here, we transpose 4. So we have 3x is equal to negative. On the other side is positive. We remove 3, divide this by 3, divide this by 3. So our x here is equal to 4 over 3. So we have two values, two coordinates of x. One is 0 and the other one is 4 over 3. Now, we don't have yet the y coordinate of this one. Let's say this one is x sub 1 and this one is y sub 1. This one is x sub 2 and we have to find also the y sub 2 here. Now, to find the y coordinate, we need to substitute each of them 0 to that original, not in here, to the original equation to find y and also the second one. So we'll do it twice. If x is equal to 0, so first this one, then here the original. So we have y, and that is the y coordinate, is equal to 2 times 0 cubed minus 4 times 0 for x squared plus 6. Therefore, this one will become 0. This one is also 0. So we have y is equal to 6. So we have one pair now. So one pair of stationary point is 0 and then 6. That is our first stationary point. What about the second? So for the second, if our x is now equal to 4 over 3, we will find the y by using the original equation. So we have 4 over 3. Okay, let's get the original equation, not this one, that one, for the y coordinate. So we have here y is equal to 2, replace x by 4 over 3, and that one is raised to the third power, minus, it's minus here, and we have 4 times x is 4 over 3 to the second power plus 6. Okay, so here we have 2 and we have fraction here. So 4 cubed. 4 cubed means 4 times 4, 16 times 4 is 64. So this one is 64. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Minus 4. Here. 4 squared is 4 times 4 is 16. And the denominator is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So this is 9. Plus that 6 there. Now we can multiply this one. Cannot cancel 27 and 2. So we just multiply 2 and 64. And 2 times 64 is 128 over 27 here. Minus, we cannot cancel 4 and 9. So we just multiply 4 and 16. 4 times 16 is 64 over 9. Plus, let us put 6 over 1. Anyway, it's the same as 6. So we see here that we are going to add fractions. How do we add fractions? We get the LCD because their denominators are different. This one is 27, this one is 9, and the other one is only 1. So let's have here the LCD. The least common denominator of 27, 9 is 27. Okay, we divide and then multiply. 27 divided by 27 is 1. 1 times 128 here is 128. Minus, copy the minus here. 27 divided by 9 is 3. 3 times 64 is 192. And then plus here, 27 divided by 1 is 27. 27 times 6 is 162. And then we can add this 3, 98 over 27. So the second point, the second stationary point is x, 4 over 3. Then our y is 98 over 27. And we have the coordinates of these 2 points, which are the stationary points of our curve.